TBS community, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super video here with Chris, and today we're going to be starting a new series on the channel called Sealed or Singles. And the idea of this, not really more so like a market watch, but to really go over an upcoming set and to give you guys just a second opinion, devil's advocate if you will, on if you should buy this set in singles or in sealed product to give you the most value as the consumer, to make sure you guys aren't wasting money, right? That's the whole thing. And some people are very good at this. Some people, really look at the all the values of these cards. They break it down and they try to figure it out themselves. Some people just buy sealed products. Some people just only buy singles. And certain sets, definitely make more sense than others. And we're going to be breaking down Mystic Booster today, and if we think Mystic Booster is actually going to be worth it. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of these sort of content videos, if you guys like these sort of educational videos. And always give me, some sort of feedback in the comments. Hit the bell for notifications so you guys know whenever I do post new videos. Always good to have conversations with people down in the comments about, productive Dragon Ball stuff, right? Just for the community. So, we'll start with the big thing, which is Mystic Booster. So Mystic Booster comes out on the 14th. Currently, it is the 12th when I'm recording this video, so this will probably come out probably the 13th. I would like to have it out before the actual set comes out. And this has been a set that has been looked at by a lot of people as being one of the best sets, definitely the best reprint set, but one of the best sets in Dragon Ball, because of the value you get out of the set, right? Like, you just look down the front page here, almost excluding like the leaders, every other one of these cards has seen competitive play at some point. Like I said, excluding the leader and maybe like SS4. That's just the front page, right? All these cards have seen competitive play at some point at a very, very high level. And what's also very cool is that a lot of these are SR gold stamp alternate art versions of cards. So when it comes to foiling and making your decks max rarity and just making it look something that you are proud of, this is a great way of doing it. You have all of these really awesome looking arts, and my job with this video is to kind of break it down and saying, okay, can I get more value from buying the singles or more value from buying the boxes? So the box here, as you guys can see, a box here is being sold right now. Lowest price is $69.99. Big thing to check out, and TCG does a great job about doing this. I'm sure like Card Market does the same thing here, but you can look at the actual trajectory of the pricing of these boxes, right? And you've seen they've gone down from 124 down to 77 as the market price. Currently now it's 76 and sitting at $70 is the lowest price, right? And this is something that not necessarily trading stocks, because I'm not an expert at that, but when you see downward trajectories like this, it's always good to buy in bulk, right? It's to buy whatever it is in bulk. However, when it comes to the fact that you're buying a product that has individual product inside of it, is that more worth it to buy it in this format or in the actual format in the case of buying them single here, right? So a box here, you have 24 packs. One booster pack includes 8 cards, and that will be 1 foil and one SR gold stamp. I'm going to call them SRs. So 1 gold stamp, and you're guaranteed 1 gold stamp in every pack, which means you're guaranteed to get 24 gold stamp cards. I believe that's how it should go. So that's really cool. That is really, really cool. You're getting a ton of value for that, right? The second thing that we want to look at is the value of a booster pack. So the booster pack here is sitting at $5.50 as the lowest price. Market price is going to be at $6. So the reason why I want you guys to look at this, and you guys can do this also in your downtime, is looking at the price of a booster pack. So you times this by 24. Obviously, you're going to be over $70, right? So MSRP wise, it makes sense to say, okay, if I buy 24 packs single, it's going to cost me more, right? It should cost you more than buying the actual box, I believe, right? So we have 24 times $5.50. You're at $132. So it doesn't really make sense then to buy these individual, right? So then you would buy the actual box, get 24. You're basically getting it for almost about 60% of what the actual value would be for each individual pack, right? So when you look at it that way, buying a booster box would actually be value. Now we're going to take it a step further. We're actually going to look at the individual cards. And the first thing we're going to do is look at the two most expensive cards in the set, which you have Xenocell Gold Stamp and SS4 Vegeta Gold Stamp, right? So these are alternate art SCRs, secret rares, which is very, very cool. It's the first time the band has actually done this. I really, really like this. I think this is going to be good for future, cards in the game because it just adds more collectability for these cards and also makes them a little more affordable if they're actually playable. And playability is the one big thing here. This card has been errated already. And what's nice is that they did actually include the errata text in this right here, right? So in the original version of this card, it said the card always had quad strike, but it gained dual attack, right? So now the card gains quad strike and dual attack, which is really cool. Basically allows it to just be playable now for any regular person who walks up and plays the game, with not having to read the errata list of making sure that they're playing this card right. This card's still playable. It's not nearly as playable as it used to be, and $64.99 for this card is probably one of the cheapest it's ever been. So this is definitely some value for this card. Look at Vegeta. This card has not been playable probably since Invoker meta, right? And I don't think it will ever be playable again at a high level. You can play this at your locals, so you prove me wrong with that. That's not the point. That's not the point of this. This card is not worth $61 as a player perspective, right? You can just simply buy the $17 version of the card. If you really want to play with it and not spend the $61, that's just a smarter investment there. But if you do collect the secret rares, you do collect these cards, you want to have them just for your collection and just to be able to display them and portray them, buy these, right? That's cool, right? And they're definitely both still cheaper than the actual booster box. So what that means is that the booster box is still giving you value if you pull one of these, even if you pull one of these, right? Like you're getting a quarter, if not almost half of what the box actually costs for these cards. And then if you pull one of these, then the box itself becomes worth it because then the other 23 gold cards you're going to get is just going to be money, right? Now, we go to the most expensive non-secret rare in the set, which is going to be Senzu Bean, the gold stamp version of Senzu Bean. Card's going to be money forever. This variation of the card actually will probably go up at some point because at some point they will stop printing Mystic Booster. But right now, as you see, we've had this very swift decline in pricing, right? We've gone down from almost $30 down to $17.89, where the market price is still $24.46. So it's lost a total of almost $7-8 in value here. That's a pretty big drop, right? And for anyone who's looking to buy these, this price may go down a little bit more. You may see it around, I'm going to say probably $15. But this is the most expensive card in the set that's not a secret rare. Now we look at the actual box. And as you go down, you start to see these cards just dropping dramatically in price. Thwarting, card that's been super expensive since its release as a promo. This is the gold stamp variation of this card. Market price is $14. Currently it's sitting at half of that at $7.86. You can buy two of these for the price of one, technically, if you consider the market price, right? As you've seen, this card has dropped from $35 all the way down now to $7. This is concerning if you are trying to buy this box as a sealed product, because now I have to pull 4 of these to really get good value out of this, right? Chances of you pulling 4 of the same gold stamp in a single booster box is very, very low. So you would probably have to buy at least a minimum of 3 to even have a high chance of pulling a potential full play set, right? There's sometimes you will get duplicate gold stamps. It's very, very unlikely. Because I'm sure the ratio for these are very similar to what SRs or SPRs would be considered. And that's not something that's really going to happen just because there's so many gold stamps in the set. There's very, very likely chance you're going to pull many of these, right? So you buy 4 of these already. That's what, $24, $28? You're already almost a quarter, if not half, of what the booster box costs. And this is one of the only cards that you wanted in the set. You've already, saved about half your money for it, right? Which is pretty good. Then as you go, you see Magic, $8 for $13 as a market price. Goku, $7, market price is $13. Fuzamasu, $7, market price is $10. Thwarting, $6 to $9. Zamasu, $5 to $8. Goku Black Rose, $3 to $7. And as you just see all of these lower prices, And this is insane, right? Like, you're really looking at this stuff, and I've been checking this, I would say every day. Every day I go on when I'm home off of work, or if I'm just down here making videos or doing something on here, I always just pop up this Mystic Booster set and check from high to low, and I just refresh like every 6 hours, and I check this stuff because I wanted to make sure that before I made this video that I was giving you guys the correct information. And correct information right now is that there is no reason to buy a booster box of this set. Now, there's also, alternative reasons to buy stuff, whether it's, you don't have any of these cards already, right? Let's say you don't have any Thordings, you don't have any Deities Rats, you don't have any Goku Beyond Limits, you don't have any Kaiokens, any Koinsakais. This is just the first page. You can go to the second one too. Any Super Kamehamehas, Power Bursts, Heroic Prospects, After Images. You just look at all this stuff here. Shocking Death Balls, Topos. Like, you guys don't have any of these cards. This is going to be great because you're going to get just a ton of, non-gold stamp versions as well as gold stamp versions. So you're just going to get tons of stuff, and value-wise, you're not really missing out on anything, right? You're getting all of these cards that will be playable in most decks currently right now and for the foreseeable future. Like, Heroic Prospect has been, this card being $1 for a gold stamp, which this art, by the way, looks far better than the two promo event, the two promo versions of the card, both the alternate art and the normal art, as well as the event pack. This is way better than all three of those because this is the only one that actually has gold foiling on it, like an actual SR, right? And this is $1.50. You can buy 4 of them. Way cheaper. That's even like a small percentage of what a Heroic Prospect used to cost back in the day. It used to be like a $30-$40 card, right? So when you're looking at all of these, like Brainwash No More. Remember when this card used to be like $30, right? This is the gold stamp version, which is far better looking than both versions of this card, for 50 cents, right? Market price is $2. I actually bought a play set of these for $2 each, right? I feel really dumb looking at this now, and I could have paid almost half of that. It was way lower than half of that for 4 of these, right? It's absolutely insane. The other card I was going to look for was going to be Beyond All Limits, and I'm going to pull up Beyond All Limits right here. 74 cents for a foil Beyond All Limits. $1 for a Bardock Fighting Against Fate. These are full art versions of the card, by the way, right? So, for like Beyond All Limits, right? This is the full foil art of the card, right? This actually looks better than the promo version of the card that was sitting at like $20, $30 forever. And I still think it's like $15. This card looks better than that because it's actually full foil, right? That is insane. Just basing it off of that alone, why would you buy a booster box of this set? So like I said, the other reason is, you may not have any of these cards. You may not have any of them. So you're actually just buying the boxes just to stock up on product. Well, the counter argument to that is you can spend, $70, $80, $90 on a box, or you can spend $70 and probably get full play sets of most of the gold stamp versions of these cards. Like, if you just go down the list and just click all of the under $2 gold stamps, you can probably get a full play set of almost everything for the cost of a booster box. That's insane, right? Outside of like some of the cards on the front page, obviously, like Thording, Fuse Zamasu, Fighting Against Fates, Kaioken, Koitsukai, even Beyond No Limits and Koitsukais are under $4 now, and these are just going to keep dropping. Rose Goku, UI Goku, which is not a super playable card, but you still may want it just because it's Goku, right? All of these cards are just steadily going down in price, and as this goes down, the prices of these Mystic Booster boxes are just going to inflate, either drop dramatically because people are going to try to get get rid of them because they don't want to be sitting on product, or at some point they'll go up in price because it's considered a legacy item, right? And then because they're no longer being printed, people want to have sealed product for it because something in this set spiked up in price in the secondary market, which is 100% a possibility. Like, this Goku at some point can be $50. 1,000% could be $50, because it's a Goku. It's a iconic card from the actual series. It's an alternative gold stamp version of a very, very ugly promo. The promo is not very good looking. So this card could end up being a $50 card at some point, right? Same thing with Senzu Bean, same thing with D-Magic, with these Thordings. Like, all these cards could be really expensive at one point, but right now they're not. And that's the biggest thing that you guys need to look at as the consumer is, where's my money best going to be spent? Like, look at this. Like, you're getting, all of these are 10 cents, right? There's nothing worth dollar amount value, excluding the secret rares in the set, that you would want to buy a booster box for. So currently, what I would pay for a booster box, I would be paying probably between $55 and $60. Now, you go into a retail store, you go into one of your local, your local card shops and say, hey, I want to spend $60 on this. Obviously, they're going to look at you crazy, right? MSRP prices and what they pay for these boxes, probably less than that, but they're not going to sell that for that right now. So you have to think, is, you can support your local stores, and always support your local stores if you have the ability to. But for $60-$70, that's probably the max that you should pay for this box. I would personally pay about probably $55 to $60 for this booster box, if not lower, if I were to buy sealed product. And honestly, if I were to buy this product, I would probably buy it and keep it sealed. Because I can pay $60, $60-$70 and get play sets of all of the cards, which I already have. All of these gold stamp cards, realistically, some of them obviously not, but most of these cards I can just buy full play sets of these and spend under $100, which is what you would be almost paying for an actual booster box. So, in my opinion, closing argument here, I would not, if you can help it, not buy sealed product of Mystic Booster. I would hold off. Once this set actually drops, and we have more product out there, because currently, like you said, look, we have 46 listings of Thording. This card is a $26 card market value. It's selling for $3, and I'm sure this person's probably selling more than one. Yeah, Mystic TCG. I buy a lot of their stuff, but they have 25 of this card. You can pay under $12, like $14-$15 with shipping and tax for a full play set of Thording. Who would have ever thought that had been the case? When these cards got reprinted, I was like, all right, they're going to sit around $20, maybe $15. Gold stamp's going to be like $20, and it's still going to be very expensive. No, these are extremely, extremely cheap. So please, for you guys watching, really take this into consideration. My advice, I would buy singles of this set. This is definitely a single set. I would not buy sealed if you can help it. If you want to buy, sealed, as I said before, because of two reasons. One, you want to support your local stores. Go ahead. I'm not going to tell that is completely, local stores is what keeps a lot of our games alive. So please support your local stores if you can help it. But also, if you don't have any of these cards already, you don't have any Thordings, any Beyond All Limits, any of these gold stamp cards, or just the original prints. Maybe you don't care about the gold stamp cards. Maybe you just want the actual prints. You just want to have, play sets of everything. Buy a booster box. You're going to get a play set of almost everything, probably non-foiled, and then maybe one or two gold stamp cards of each, depending on, how lucky your booster box is. But really, this is a set where you're going to want to buy sealed. Another reason for this, and I didn't really explain this at the beginning, but when you look at the price of a sealed booster pack, which is $5.50, you got to count how many cards actually sit above this price point, right? And the reason why you do that is because you want to see how many cards you actually can pull that actually are getting more value, some sort of multiplier, whether it's 1.5, 0.5, 2.5, 3.5, as much value over the actual cost of a booster box pack. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? 10 cards. 10 cards that are over the price of $5.50. And these card prices keep dropping. Like, this gold stamp Thording at some point is going to be probably $4 or $5 within the next week or so. Probably by the weekend. That's nuts, honestly. It's absolutely unreal, So, which is great for the community because everyone's going to be able to get these gold stamp cards, but just their values are going to tank, especially since the set's not even out yet, and all of these are half the price of what their market value is. So, like I said in closing, this is definitely a singles set. Buy singles. Honestly, look on here every day, see what prices just completely tank, because all of these companies, all of these card shops who stocked up on buying, whether it's maybe 1 to 2 or 3 cases of these Mythic boosters, they're probably gonna start cracking these and selling the gold stamps to try to make some money back on this stuff. And these prices are just gonna keep getting lower and lower and lower, where people aren't gonna be really making money off of the singles, but they have to, because it's the only way to actually try to recoup some of this value back. So definitely buy singles for this set, if you can help it, because you're going to get a ton of value from this. And that is all I got to say about that. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully the video wasn't extremely boring. But if you guys like this sort of content, like I said, hit the bell for notifications. Let me know what you guys think of it. And let me know if there's any questions you guys have about this kind of stuff. I would love to talk to you guys about this sort of thing. It's a very big passion of mine to kind of go on here and just kind of, look at the trajectory of how these cards are going, and, buying and selling, based on that stuff. So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good night.